What's up, YouTube? Sorry for the bad lighting. I'm in the garage right now, and the camera is down there, but I'm looking over here, so that doesn't work. So I'm gonna look down here. I'm sorry for my voice. I'm a little scratchy. My kids are in kindergarten and gave me whatever they bring home all the time. But that being said, the or the Internet Invitational on YouTube, sponsored apparently by Dunkin' Donuts and Barstool Sports, premiered just about 2 days ago. And if you don't know what that is, it was 48 different content creators battling it out on the golf course for $1 million grand prize that will be split three ways apparently by the end of all this. Dave Portnoy used his significant influence to get Dunkin' Donuts out of Boston to sponsor the whole thing. Beautiful golf course. They had everything set up in a way that made it feel like a legitimate tournament. From the tee boxes to the banners to the signs all over the golf course, everything looked. It was great. It was official. Barstool Sports guys were there. Bob Does Sports. It was actually debuted on Bob Does Sports channel. I don't know how they worked that out. Who gets to debut it or not. From what I remember, a lot of the content creators didn't like doing the former PGA kind of amateur event because they weren't allowed to take all the content and put it on their different channels. I don't know if they're going to be allowed to do that this time. Probably not, seeing as how this was kind of specifically done at the behest of Bob Does Sports and Dave Portnoy. But everybody was there. There were a lot of unknown golfers that I didn't know that I started following now. And there's a lot of well-known golfers. Paige was there. Grant was there. I'm surprised Short Game King wasn't there. If he was there, I missed him. Driver Off the Deck, DOD, was there. Little bit of awkwardness with him and that Sarah golfer. That was, if you watch it, I don't want to give anything away, but let's just say he was a little awkward. The first interaction there was a little tense, but they played some good golf. And a couple of guys on the Barstool Sports side that are just insane human beings that I've never laid eyes on. So this is part one. I don't know how many parts they're actually going to have, but this is part one. And it was good. The golf, like I said, the golf was good and bad. There's peaks and valleys in every one of these tournaments. You had really, really good golf and really, really bad golf. To me, the real kind of highlights was the mediocre golf. Quite frankly, the guys in the middle that were battling it out, that had a chance to win, that there was no clear winner. That's what really, grabbed me the most. Obviously, the Bob Does Sports guys are all pretty much in the middle. Fat Perez is a little bit on the higher side for them. And Bob does what he can. So, the good guys were there, obviously. And I think that I don't put very many of them at the higher peak of golf. They're more, in my opinion, mid-level. But they played really good golf. The competition was really good, which is what I liked. And it played out to me better and more exciting than, some of the PGA stuff that they have going on right now. PGA golf is good. I like the skill in it, but it's not very entertaining in terms of liveliness and humor. You're not going to find any of that in the PGA. So I think this was kind of what LIV is trying to do when it comes to attention, and what PGA is trying to do when it comes to changing kind of like their format and getting younger viewers in. But you can't really do it like you do it on YouTube, because on YouTube you do whatever the hell you want. They were literally making up rules on the spot. And the highlight of the entire thing was Kwon missing his tee time. And not just an average tee, not an early morning tee time. When we do our stuff, we have the Mediocre Masters tournament every year. This year is in North Carolina, and our tee times are at 7 o'clock. That's harsh. I've almost missed a 7 o'clock tee time before. But he teed off at 9:30. 9:30 in the morning. Everyone was awake by 9:30. Everyone was on the course, hitting balls, getting dialed in, eating Dunkin' Donuts. They had a Dunkin' Donuts drive-through where you can make an order on the app and pick it up there. And everybody was up. Even his partner was up, and his partner didn't even go check on him. And he was late the morning before on the practice round. And one of the guys on YouTube, For Dad, I think his name is, he posted like a compilation of Kwon on other events in the past, saying the exact same thing to the commentators. Yeah, I missed my tea time this morning, or slept through my alarm, or whatever. This is not new for him. He plays in the Asian Tour, so he's probably flying in and out of a lot of time zones a lot. He won on the Asian Tour. He is a phenomenal golfer. Probably should have won out yesterday and just slept through his tee time. And Dave went from giving him a penalty in which he had to start the next hole, couldn't start the first hole, to giving him a 4-hole penalty on a 9-hole round. It was insane. And Dave just kept getting angrier and angrier and angrier. And some of the guys were laughing it off. By the end of it, a lot of the guys were really pissed. And Luke just doesn't seem to care. Why would he care? That's my thing. Physically, in terms of skill, he's better than all these guys. He doesn't need the money. The money would be nice, but he doesn't need it. And this happens to him all the time, apparently. This is not the first time this has happened to him under any circumstance. So, I don't know. The one thing I will say that did, I'm sliding out of my chair here, that did annoy me greatly about the tournament was the fact that Roger Steele, who played the best round of golf out of everyone, I think he was 5 under through 4 holes or something like that. Paige and Grant were all in the last group to go out, first of all. And I think they got a total of something like 6.5 minutes of screen time. Even in the promo leading up when the tournament began, in the very, like the I guess you call the credits in the beginning, Roger Steele got like a quick flash. I didn't even know he was in it. They just showed like his profile. That's how I knew he was in it. And even in the draft, it was almost like he was a non-factor. In Paige, they seemed like nobody cared that she was there. And Grant, who is probably, outside of Bryson DeChambeau, is probably the #1 most recognizable individual YouTube golf player on the platform. Dead last. He lost. Grant lost. Still played better than almost everybody else. But Roger and Paige won. Paige is literally, I think in terms of social media followers, she has more followers than probably the top 10 or 15 players who were on that schedule combined. I think her Instagram is up to something like 7.5 million Instagram followers alone. She was on the last season of Full Swing. Roger Steele announces for the TGL League and just hosted the freaking Masters. Grant is, I mean, in terms of sheer skill, probably one of the best golfers on YouTube. They're begging him to go pro. I think that's a little much, but they're begging him to at least try on the Korn Ferry Tour to go pro, and gets more individual views than, like I said, just shy of Bryson DeChambeau of almost any other golfer. I mean, you had Shields there, but he played good, but he was prominently showcased in it. So I don't, even at the end, everybody was all over Roger. Like, Jesus, you see his score? Like, he played phenomenal golf. And even, Paige had some bad swings here and there, but she played better golf than 90% of the guys who were on screen almost the entire video. I don't understand that. You have 3 of the biggest crossover names between mainstream and YouTube golf, and 3 of the best skill players in that individual event. And you have them last. You don't even need to put them first. Put them in the middle so that you get a good range of views. You have them last, and you give them less screen time than you give almost anyone else. I just don't understand it. And I'm not the only one who's saying that. There's a lot of people questioning why they weren't featured as much. First off, it's a YouTube, it's a social media golf. Sorry that the camera's shaking. It's a social media golf tournament. Why would you not use the people who have some of the biggest social media reach? I get it. Bob Does Sports and Barstool, you got to put them on because It's a Barstool Bob Does Sports thing. But even Good as a group, as a team, Good is, I mean, they're dominating golf. Dominating golf as a business. But individually, if you put each of them individually in videos on their own, they would probably not attract as much attention as Grant, Paige, or Roger do individually, mind you. I'm just saying individually. And the mainstream appeal of them being so well known outside of just YouTube itself. Good has a PGA event coming up, which is going to be, hopefully it's going to be good. But I guarantee you, if they did not, out of maybe the top 2 members of that team, if you took their good hats off, I'd go out on a limb to say that a lot of guys couldn't pick them out of a lineup. And that you can hate me for saying that if you want, but a lot of those guys don't get recognized like that. But as a team, Good is a powerhouse. As a team, they're probably one of the biggest presence on YouTube in terms of golf. But how do you not take the individual social media influencers into account? Some of those guys got so much attention, and I don't know who those guys are. Now, they have their individual followings, but you have to, I mean, don't bury the lead is what I'm saying. Don't bury the lead. Even if you just picked out Grant, and you can't even say it's a race thing or a sexist thing. You can't say it's a race thing because Roger's black, or sexist because Paige is a woman, which would be the first inclination. But it's Grant. Grant's a white guy who is one of the biggest names in golf on YouTube, and still he was dead last. And they're all together, playing together. I don't understand that. I don't get it. But Kwon is getting so much hate online right now. He's getting buried. But to be honest with you, I don't think he cares. Because like I said, this is par for the course for him. Pardon the pun. And he could take any of those guys any day. That being the case, he's a grown man and he missed a 9:30 tee time. I mean, I couldn't miss work at 9:30 in the morning without getting harder repercussions than that. And they're playing for $1 million. If you're playing for yourself, that's one thing. But it's a team event. And you gotta wake up, bro. Wake up. They got breakfast for you. And if you know you're prone to, they're banging on his bungalow and they could see inside. And one of the guys says he has his AirPods in. He had his AirPods in. I don't know, somebody said he might have taken an Ambien. I don't know about that. But he had 2 alarms set and he missed them both. He missed his partner banging on the window. And he missed about 4 or 5 guys beating on the door trying to get him awake. They came inside the room and had the cameras on him and he still had to pull him out of bed. That to me is a medical problem. That's an issue you need to see a doctor. But it's not the first time it's happened. And I mean, there has to be a level of care, like give a shit factor. And I don't think he really gives a shit. I mean, if you took Brooks Koepka and put him out there and you said, hey, Bruce, you missed your tee time, I would say that his biggest reaction would probably be like, oh man, that sucks. Where's the coffee? You guys have croissants? Like, he's probably not going to give a shit either. You know, these guys have much higher stakes situations, much more money on the line, and they have much more money to begin with. So it just doesn't mean as much to them, is what I'm saying. But this, these are my thoughts for whatever they're worth. But I liked it, so I'm waiting to see. I think the next one they said comes out. Oh, today, right? Should be coming out today. They said the 30th, and that's today. So we're going to go check it out, and we'll holler at you and see what part 2 looks like. I don't know if there's going to be a part 3, but we'll see. This is Dad's Like Golf, Caleb, here on YouTube. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, give it a thumbs down. Tell me why you didn't like it. Tell me what I can change. But always subscribe. Peace.